Their love began with a cosy autumn encounter in a coffee shop. Amelia, a literature professor at a prestigious private college, with her quiet wit, love of old books, and ability to see beauty in simple things, was a perfect foil for Henry, a promising insurance executive, driven, sociable, and with a clear vision of the future. He was captivated by her spirituality, and she by his confidence. They seemed to complement each other. Of course, here's a more detailed and atmospheric version of this episode, revealing the gradual fading of love. At first, their shared home smelled of freshly baked goods and echoed with laughter. Henry proudly told his friends about his professor, but routine took its toll. Romantic dinners gave way to silent meals in front of the TV. His world, numbers, quotas, corporate intrigues, became alien and boring to Amelia. He fell out of love quietly, without scandal. It wasn't an explosion. It was a silent, gassy attack of daily irritation. Her habit of reading at night by the bedside lamp, which he had previously found touching, now prevented me from sleeping, since some people had to get up early for work. Her fondness for the brightly coloured paper bookmarks scattered throughout the house, which he had previously called colourful butterflies in our nest, was now irritatingly referred to as a mess that makes it hard for me to even find my keys. Her quiet, thoughtful voice, attempting to share doubts or fatigue, he now interrupted with an eye roll. "Whining again? Everyone has problems." Henry began looking for ways to get rid of his annoying wife without ruining the image of an exemplary, reliable family man he had carefully cultivated on social media and among colleagues. An open scandal or betrayal could have damaged his reputation in the conservative company. So he chose a different, more subtle tactic: slow, everyday strangulation. His goal wasn't to drive her out, but to make her so unbearable that she'd leave quietly and without complaint, leaving him both the apartment and her impeccable record. He began criticising everything, every day, petty but to the point. At breakfast, looking at his plate, "This buckwheat of yours again? Honestly, I'm sick of it. Can't we have eggs or cereal like other people?" A remark thrown her way as she was getting ready for work: "You could dress more modernly. You're always in those pencil skirts and blouses, just like a schoolteacher from the last century." He no longer called it business classics. At dinner, as if casually, "Maybe you should change jobs. At the same college, but in administrative work, or take some courses, something more lucrative. Otherwise, all your love for art doesn't show up in your bills." He forgot about important events for her: the day she defended her dissertation, her alumni reunion, the anniversary of their first date. Instead, he demanded impeccable organisation of his own affairs. "You won't forget to take my suit to the dry cleaners by Thursday, will you? I need a presentation by morning. You're the best at organising thoughts. Will you help? We need to go to the corporate party as a couple, so choose something a little more colourful." He methodically, day after day, impressed upon her that she was a dull, boring, and out-of-touch woman, incredibly lucky to have a man like him by her side at all. Amelia was fading. Her shoulders hunched. The confident gaze with which she lectured faded, turning into a timid attempt to catch his approving nod. She cried more and more often, quietly, in the shower or in the kitchen after he had already slept. She felt trapped in an endless Groundhog Day, where each new day was merely a pale imitation of the last, bringing with it a fresh dose of the invisible but tangible toxic dust of neglect. Her home was no longer a fortress. It had become a field of silent, grueling war, where the enemy didn't even acknowledge the fighting. Fate rewarded Amelia by chance. She was asked to help a troubled teenager who had no one to advise. Amelia, forgetting her own problems, simply spoke to him like a human being, seeing him not as a problem, but as a person. This story, with the consent of the boy and his parents, was published in a small city blog about parenting. The article was read by an influential journalist from a major publication, looking for a subject for a story about real teachers. She came and spoke with Amelia, her colleagues, and her students. The result was a poignant portrait of not just a teacher, but a keeper of meaning in a world of pragmatism. The article went viral. Amelia was invited to appear on television, then to lecture to faculty. Her college, sensing the publicity, offered her the chance to lead a new humanities program. The world Henry considered frivolous recognized her and gave her wings, confidence, and financial independence. She was now a star in her field. Ironically, Henry, always striving for status, was now that very Amelia's husband. At corporate parties, he was introduced not as a successful insurance salesman, but as the companion of a famous educator. His attempts to regain control, "You're taking on too much, calm down," were dashed by her new, calm strength. They divorced. He was left with his boring life and anger. She with a newfound calling, respect, and the quiet joy that her frivolous world had turned out to be truly genuine and generous.